Was I able to turn a 2013 Office PC into the ultimate budget Steam machine? No, absolutely not. This project completely flopped. It didn't even accomplish half of what I wanted it to do. Not every hardware project works out. No matter what your planning is, sometimes it just doesn't go the way you expect, and this one crashed and burned. My goal was to take this 2013 Lenovo ThinkCentre, throw out its low-power processor, put a full-size desktop processor inside, and then put Bazzite OS on this to make a controller-first console dupe. And it just did not work. But the reasons why it failed and what we can actually do with this little box is a good lesson in the limitations of physical hardware. Let's get into it. This is the Lenovo M93p 1-liter micro tower. This was released in July of 2013, which is 13 years ago now, and it was designed to run silently and pull very little power while sitting behind a monitor in cubicles. To accomplish its low power spec requirement, it shipped with an Intel T-series processor. At the time, this was a brand new processor, the Intel Core i5-4570T. This was a 2-core, 4-thread processor that was highly restricted at 35 watts, and they paired it only with a 45-watt power cable, 4 gigs of RAM, a mechanical hard drive, and it was incredibly efficient for what it was asked to do, but anything outside of its original parameters, it just wouldn't work at all. And so my plan is to rip out all of the power efficiency stuff and put in some higher-end desktop-grade equipment to see what we can really do with this. And so I ripped out all of that stuff. I opened up the case, I took out the spinning disk and put in a SATA 3 SSD. I maxed out our RAM to go all the way to 16 gigabytes of DDR3. I put new thermal paste on the CPU, and we actually swapped the 35-watt dual-core unit for a standard desktop i5-4570, which doubles the cores, boosts the cache, and moves us from a 35-watt chip to an 84-watt chip in this 1-liter case. I even had to get a new power brick at double the output for this thing even to boot. After all of the hardware replacements, I threw Bazzite OS on this machine to get that seamless Steam machine interface, and it kind of worked, but not really. I could get the interface to launch, but I couldn't get it to do anything. Bazzite and SteamOS in general require the modern Vulkan graphics supports to translate Windows games into Linux, and the integrated graphics, the Intel HD 4600, that are on this chip don't support the Vulkan drivers at all. And so after trying a bunch of different compatibility fixes, I shifted gears and pivoted to Windows 11. And even though it is 4 generations behind the minimum requirement, it actually runs really, really well. And I think that's because a lot of the physical requirements for Windows, this chip doesn't even have the technology to support, so it doesn't run them at all. But we also ran into some of the exact same issues. Some modern games wouldn't even load. And while I could download them, I could not get them to launch even to the menu. It's not like it would play them badly, it just wouldn't play them at all. And so, shifting gears one more time, I focused on some legacy gaming. And I booted up Star Wars Empire at War Gold Edition on the original settings, and it actually worked. I did have to check a few compatibility settings, but in the end, I was able to run the game, and it did decently well. It's definitely not anything to write home about, but I was able to play through some of the campaign, space battles, ground battles, and even shift it into its video tracking mode. And so while this is definitely not going to be able to handle anything remotely like modern gaming, I think it does have a place for emulation and legacy games. So overall, my idea for a Steam console dupe is a total bust. But it doesn't mean that this machine is totally useless. It still runs Windows 11 shockingly well, and so for browsing or light workloads, this actually could be a really decent experience. And because of the higher TDP chip that we now have in here, along with the 16 gigs of RAM and the SSD, we could throw different workloads on this and turn it into a home lab server. This could run hypervisors like Proxmox, it could run Docker containers, we could turn this into a NAS or a Plex server, and it would be able to idle super low, but spike up to handle those greater workloads. As a tech YouTuber, I really want all of my projects to succeed and for them to be really flashy and just amazing, but that's not the reality. This project failed so hard. and did not come even close to being part of what I wanted. But I did get to have a lot of fun rebuilding this machine and putting it back into service. And so while this is going back on the shelf for now, it is a candidate for some of my other projects, like maybe a retro arcade build, or turning this into a node of a Proxmox cluster. Drop your ideas in the comments below on what you think I should do with this machine, and maybe I'll do that top suggestion. Thanks again for watching, and remember, no matter how your projects turn out, have fun with them and learn from the experience.